That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question?
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.
We'll get into this Diddy stuff. All right, this is from Milagros page on Twitter. I'm on her page instead of Inner City Press because Inner City's press thread is just like so long. But yeah, is there here? Yeah, here's the sketches. So you see a pregnant Cassie swearing in right there. Diddy right here. They said he was reading the Bible during the trial. He threw up the heart little thing. You know, he's been doing the love thing for the last few months. That's kind of been the past couple of years, I guess. That's been his whole thing. This is Cassie on her way to court, and her husband as well, Alex. All right. So let's get into it. Who's this walking? Oh, this Cassie walking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You know, is she like feeling okay with this? Is she nervous?
Oh, okay. All right. So there, I guess that's someone's from Diddy's defense team, and they want to hide her pregnancy from the jury because they said the pregnancy will give extra sympathy to the jury. So yeah. Diddy's ex-girlfriend from XXL. Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, took to the stand against the music mogul today on May 13th and testified about the physical, mental, and essay she suffered at the hands of Puff during their 10-year relationship. Cassie told the jury she and Puff would get into arguments that would end with him assaulting her. She confirmed a video of her being attacked by Diddy at the Intercontinental Hotel in 2016. That was after a freak-off party. The singer said she was confused and nervous when Diddy first asked her to set up encounters with male escorts, but she wanted to make him happy, quote unquote. She said she became afraid to say no because Diddy had blackmail material against her. Cassie confirmed she turned over some of the material to the government in the form of a laptop. Excuse me. So here it is. DDG's reporting that Team Z's reporting that Diddy is reading a Bible during the trial. Here's a photo of her being pregnant on the stand. Cassie testified that the longest freak off she had with Diddy lasted 4 days. The freak offs became a job, she said, adding that other encounters sometimes went for 36 to 48 hours. How do you stay horny? I'm sorry. That's not funny, but that's like what I'm talking. Like, how do you stay on that long, bro? Like, how do you? That's literally like your endurance testing. How long can I be? Like, that's crazy, bro. 36 to 48 hours. That's a result of being overstimulated, 100%, and just crazy. She testified that the extended marathon sessions often resulted in her needing time to recover from being dehydrated, fatigued, and using drugs. So crazy. She said snooze fest. All right, here's Interstellar Press. The things that Milagro retweeted. Also, how frequently were you in Sean's residences, Ventura, all the time? Did they have safes? She said yes. What did you observe in the safes? She said cash, jewelry, cameras, and videotapes. Bling, bling, bling in New York and LA, Miami, and New Jersey. Do you recall an incident between Sean and Suge Knight? She said yes. We were having a freak off in LA. D-Rock came in and said Suge was at the diner. Diddy drove over there. What was your reaction? I cried. I said, don't do something stupid. How old were you? I was 22. Why did you agree to do the freak off? That's a good question. I wanted to make him happy. Where was the first freak off? She said one of his homes in Los Angeles. Someone said, who is this? The first escort. Do you recall all of the freak offs? That would be impossible. Did you want to stop? Yes, I was humiliated. I didn't have words and I couldn't talk to anybody about it. And then she started crying. Dang. Did you tell him you wanted to? She said yes. She said, I brought it up gently. I didn't want him to just, do it with somebody else. Were you able to express your concerns to him? Objection, leading, rephrase. Why would you want to talk to him gently? I didn't want to make him angry. What is this? An email between me and Diddy. What did you call him? Pop pop. Why? He asked me to call him. He asked me what I call my grandfather. I did it, but now I think it was disrespectful. What did you write? I really needed to F. Why did you write that? Because I wanted to be with him. I'll read your messages. You read yours. You don't want to do anymore? I'm so predictable. Okay, hold on. What would happen after the escort finished on you? Sean would put it on his body in the next room. Hey, yo! Hey, yo! Hey, yo, hold on. It was all good just a week ago. What? Huh? That's a nasty man, bro. Allegedly speaking, according to the testimony with her hand on the Bible, sworn testimony. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy now. That's some crazy stuff. Yeah, that's crazy for sure. What would happen after the escort finished on you? Diddy would want to put it on his potty in the next room. Did you do that? I did. Where? Usually on his nipples. Did you want to do that? No. She said, no, I didn't want to do that. Oh my goodness. Trump on Ozempic. Side note. A friend of mine who's a businessman, most of you know might have heard of him, highly neurotic, brilliant businessman, seriously overweight, and he takes a fat shot drug. I said it's not working. No freaking way. Is he talking about Elon Musk? Anyway, quitting at enough money, shrug. Oh, so she's quitting on. All right. So I guess she just stopped reporting on the Diddy trial. Miles. All right. I'll read the rest of Inner City Press. How did you feel? Like I was an object. I was being heavily objectified by men. I want to say this, bro. A lot of the defense to Diddy and DDG is crazy, bro. Like the public defense and stuff like that. Oh, it's crazy the lengths they are going to be like, well, why did you stay? Why did you wait now until now to come out with the accusations, this and that? And I think that's crazy, bro, to be honest. Like those are crazy claims to make because at the end of the day, like they telling you, like, if you see somebody that's crazy, you just gonna run to like snitch on them. Nah. If you see a crazy person, you're gonna be like, man, I ain't snitching on them. If I snitch on them, just imagine what would happen. And then maybe eventually after time passes by, it becomes easier for you to, okay, this wasn't right. What I experienced, I was a victim. It wasn't normal. And I'm gonna go tell. It just is what it is. It's literally like that, bro. Like it makes total sense to me. And also it's just interesting how those defenders and stuff like that, they'll never go that far for a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like if a woman was in the same position, it's like we'll never be like, well, why did he wait that long to tell on her? That it like we'll never do that, right? It'll just be like, oh, this girl's crazy. This girl, this and that. I don't know, just something I noticed. How'd you feel? I felt like I was an object being heavily objectified by men. Sometimes he will watch by FaceTime. I'm all for it. Another side note here. I'm all for talking to people from all walks of life. I think me talking to, you know what I'm saying, people who are in the SW industry, you know, the sex work industry, things of that sort. Like, I think that opened up my perspective on the world and everything like that of just like, because I think on the outside looking in, you kind of look at it like, oh, these women want to be objectified. They want to be looked at. They want to be da-da-da. You talk to them, you realize they're just human like everybody else. And a lot of them don't want to be in that position. Most of them don't want to be in that position. Even if they say they want to be in that position, you can tell they're coping. You can tell they don't have peace. They're always looking for a way out. It's kind of like almost talking to, you know, someone who is in the streets, right? In the streets, like say for the male side, right? If they do if they hustle in a way that might not be legal, right? If you talk to them, they're 9 times out of 10 also looking for ways to get out of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm getting money, I'm making good money, but like, I don't like the fact that I have to sleep with protection. I don't like the fact that I have to constantly look over my shoulder. I don't like the fact that I have to be, every time I'm around a cop, around a this, like I get nervous. I'm this, I'm that. Like, if you talk to people, bro, talk to people like humans, you really get their perspective and you see stuff. Like, so with Cassie on the outside, Puff might have been using her as his hot, young, quiet woman, you know what I'm saying, with half the head shaved, this or that, or whatever the case might be. But on the inside, she's like, man, I'm being used as an object, and I don't like the way this feels. I don't like the way that I'm being looked at, in the way that I'm being used, in the way that I'm just kind of like propped up as the hot young thing, like that don't speak. You know what I'm saying? Just stay in that place and do this. I felt heavily objectified by men, going back to it. Sometimes he will watch by FaceTime. Were the sessions recorded on your devices? She said because they were there. If you saw them on your device, what would you do? I would delete them. Why? They were discussing. I never wanted anyone to see them. Were Diddy's devices needed used sometimes? She said yes. I asked him to delete them. Diddy? I don't know. Did you ever leave a freak off before it was over? She said yes. At Century Center Intercontinental, I finally had a premiere coming up, and I didn't want to mess it up, but Sean hit me. Oh, wow. At what point did Diddy hit you? Between sessions. What happened next? I got to the elevator. Next thing I knew, I was being thrown to the ground. Who threw you to the ground? Diddy. He grabbed me by my neck and my hoodie. Let me show you the video. Hallway video played. What are you doing? Trying to use the hotel phone. What is Sean doing? Taking my phone in my bag. We'll break for the day. Okay, so that's that. With the jury gone, what the pool reporters are seeing in those videos, we oppose that, and Jane does too. I'm provisionally denying any pool viewing. That's my reading of Maxwell book. Maximum Maxwell, De Niro prosecution. All right, so yeah, that was that, man. Yeah, that was that. So crazy stuff, bro. Crazy stuff. But yeah. Also, so yeah, that I literally just wanted to say that about what was going on today, because it was two kind of explosive things involving men, and there was a lot of content creators and a lot of people jumping to the support of the men's side. And I just want you to, before you kind of just jump out and just defend the men publicly and stuff like that on your platforms where you have influence, and you know what I'm saying, and your words can turn a whole fan base or millions of people to harass the other side online because they heard someone that they look up to. Say if I'm 13 years old, I take academics' word as law, or I take Myron's word as law, or I take, you know, anybody, right, who was kind of just like, this girl's evil, da, 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 da. What you gonna do when she posts? You gonna be in them comments, you evil, da, 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 because your page is faceless on the Abby and stuff like that, and you just think that people are not going to really be able to trace back who it is, and there's no repercussions for what you say or do on the internet because you don't view it as real life, but there's real life repercussions with that. So you get sued for that, you can get traced back, people can, you know what I mean, all that stuff. So and then also just remembering the perspective of the situation, take a step back and look at it from the outside looking in. You wouldn't do the same thing for a black woman, bro. Like, I've never seen a group of folks, a group of like particular black men just go up for black women the same way that they would jump to the defense of Tory Lanez, that they would jump to the defense of R. Kelly, Diddy, you know what I'm saying? All these guys and stuff like that. You know, you just have to look at it like that. Like, would I do this for a black? And most times the answer is no. So, you know, just be careful with your platforms, bro. Just be careful with your platforms and be fair in your reporting. Like I said, like, I rock with DDG since 2017. I think he's one of the more important black figures on the internet ever. because he was one of the first black YouTube vloggers ever, and he took that thing and he ran with it and turned it into a multi-million dollar dynasty. At the same time, if you were putting your hands on your baby moms and the relationship got to the point that it seemed like it got too hostile to where you guys can't even speak to each other without it being, a problem, that is a problem. That is a problem. And it's not cool. And there's no excuse for any man to put his hands on a woman regardless of the situation. If she put hands on you first, it's this habit, it's still no excuse. At the end of the day, as a man, you're the most accountable, party in the situation. You have to take the most accountability, because that's the responsibilities of being a man, bro. It just is what it is. Like, if we're naturally more stronger and this and that, we can't just be wrestling with no woman, bro. Like, that's over with. That's it. It should never get to that point. But yeah, that's all I have to say to the victims, to the alleged victims, everything like that. We want to pray for you. We want to show you support. And to the men, I want to say this. To the men, I want to say this. If your homies ever in some, in some trouble or anything like that, ever got some BS attached to their name, and there was enough evidence for the courts to grant something, like, the court didn't just, say, all right, DDG guilty of domestic violence, his sentencing on Monday. They didn't do that. They just said this relationship got to the point where it was so hostile that we just gonna tell y'all to legally separate. Don't be in each other's presence physically, this and that, ABC. That's what they said. So, but regardless, like, if things come out right, if there's ring camera footage, this and that, blah, 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 pictures, everything like that, a whole, legitimate thing built against your homie, and it's on some stuff that you do not co-sign, you have every right to hold your homie accountable. I feel like that's love, that's real, that's genuine, that's this and that, because when you, not my boy, not my boy, and it's always that, and it's your boy is never wrong. I think you're teetering the line of becoming a loyal supporter of your friend and an enabler. There we go, an enabler. So, check your homies, bro. That's all I gotta say, man. That's a message for tonight. This is a short stream. I didn't get to an hour, but I just, these were the two most pressing topics of the night, of the day on social media. It's kind of wearing me down, even just looking at the stuff on my phone and everything like that. I had to step away, take a break, take a little nap and stuff like that. But make sure y'all protect y'all energy and everything, and be realistic, bro. Just be realistic. I know I said I love to live in delusion and stay away from reality, but some issues are serious and you have to take them as such, and be serious and hold others accountable and keep it 100 down the middle, because I think when you sway and you have biases and lean one way and lean one way, because, this is a black man, so I can't say, or this is so-and-so, or you can go on politics, this is Democrat, so I can't say that, this is so-and-so, I can't say nothing. When you get into all that, I think we end up in a society. Beyond that, we end up in a space of media where stuff is like just kind of what media has become now, where it's just like not fair at all. And it's like, dang, how do I see what actually happened? You got to keep it a beam, bro. You got to report down the middle every single time. And this is another reason why I don't think you should be fans of anything that you're covering for real. You know what I'm saying? Especially like in the world of sports, I think it's more kind of like just out there, right? Where you could like wear a team's jersey or be like, this is my team, or go Bucks, or go Knicks, this and that, right? Because it's like when stuff hits the fan with said team, if you report it in a way that seems like you're not telling the full story, it's like, because this person biased. I can't even take them seriously as a journalist when it comes to the Knicks or comes to whatever they said their teams were. So Yeah, that's all I want to say, man. Make sure y'all report stuff the right way, bro. Like, don't just switch it up because that's your friend, or like you rock with his music, or you rock with his content, or he inspired you to do content, or you got to keep it a bean 100% every single time. I think that's just the way to live by. So that's all I have to say. You guys take care of yourselves. Whenever you're watching this, have a good afternoon, have a good morning, have a good evening. And if nobody else told you today, I care for you.
that's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
Good question.
Brandon,
We
one quick
can't
question.
ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.